What's good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out why WWE fans love Michael Cole now. This video is about What Culture Wrestling. I think suddenly, ever since last year, ever since Triple H took over and Vince kind of stepped down and retired suddenly, and Michael Cole was able to kind of be himself. Triple H wasn't really just all in Michael Cole's ear in his headset, telling him what to say and what not to say. And Triple H kind of understood that wrestlers had to be themselves, and commentators had to be themselves as well in order to appear more realistic on camera and on TV. So that's why I think fans kind of love Michael Cole now. I've always been a fan of his, but like his commentary and stuff like that. But I feel like that's the reason why people starting to love and appreciate Michael Cole now. So we about to hop into this video, see What Culture Wrestling's opinion on Michael Cole. Let's go.
Well, that was quite the turnaround, wasn't it? I mean, as soon as the Vince McMahon regime was over and Triple H was in charge, at least in terms of creative, everybody all of a sudden went, "Hi, that Michael Cole, he's pretty good." And he is. I've always thought he got a bad rap because he has so many plates to juggle or spin or whatever the phrase is.
That's true.
But also, he had to deal with somebody shouting in his ear the entire time. And do you know how difficult that would be? Be like this. "Hello, my name is..."
more entertaining. Come on, do something. What are you doing?
I mean, seriously, start to cry. But now he does have that freedom, and yeah, fans love Michael Cole. Why? Here's why. Now, I think there's a few things to this, other than the fact that Michael Cole is just a good broadcaster, and we should probably accept it, especially as he has been doing it for 25 years. But if we do go in our time machine and we go all the way back, we did always have this massive obstacle, is trying to replace Jim Ross. Now, like anybody who grew up watching wrestling in the 90s, good old JR will always be your favourite commentator.
Yeah, JR is like top three.
He had so many legendary calls.
Definitely top three.
He made you feel all warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum.
You gotta be top. He's like top number one for me. Because I grew up watching JR.
Hello, and it was like, "Oh, Jim, you're the best." But I would even say that I think Vince McMahon tried to speed up getting rid of him. I mean, he's still commentating now, for goodness sake. So whoever was going to come next was always going to have somewhat of a poison chalice, because straight away, it doesn't even matter if they are the greatest announcer ever. Fans just throw their hands up and go, "Well,
I think those two, like Michael Cole, like top 5
So they got an opportunity. They took
play-by-play
the job, and then
commentators.
we'll go, "How
JR
dare
number
you
one for me."
try and better your life, Oscar." And you can't fight that because you're not the other guy. Unless we enter some kind of weird Twilight Zone episode. But I've been waiting and it still hasn't happened. So this is just human brains. It's what you're used to. And also, when some kind of hero figure does leave your popular television product, you have to look internally as well and realise that time is passing. We're not going to be here for that long, and nobody wants that. So instead, let's get mad and yell at Michael Cole. Always do remember the guy was just doing his job. There was actually another incident that did go down years ago, where everybody started to stroke their chins and go, "Wait a minute, that's one of the most horrific things I've ever seen on TV.
Wait, what?
Michael Cole was a damn hero." Because on the 10th of September 2012, Jerry Lawler did it.
Yeah, he had a heart attack live on TV.
Raw. Now, he was Michael Cole's broadcast colleague at the time, so Cole saw this, probably had a few seconds.
I watched that episode on Peacock.
And simultaneously also had to call the action and keep us informed. I tell you, a decade has passed, and I don't know how.
You could tell the
I am
emotion
happy to
of the
admit
night
I would
was
have had some kind
just
of meltdown.
changed, completely
Cole
changed.
just absolutely smashing it. Now, thankfully, today we know that the King was fine and dandy, and he's back on his feet. But Mike didn't know that at the time, so he must have been running wild with emotions, and yet he kept his cool. But of course, you could also see that he was absolutely disturbed by this. Who wouldn't be? Whether or not WWE should have just cancelled the whole thing is a different argument for a different time. But after this, not only did Cole continue to tell us about the show and
not turning heel,
the matches and whatever else, but he had to give us updates too. And I never want anybody else to be.
He did give updates that night.
I'm
saying he turned heel. That was months later.
News about Jerry the King Lawler, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, please let it be good." Do not forget as well that Lawler's heart stopped beating for 22 minutes. So this was serious, and I really do think when this did go down, even Cole's biggest detractors were like, "Well, you know what? He's far better than I gave him credit." But the major thing was that Jerry was okay. Nothing more important than that. I kind of feel like Cole earned a lot of respect on this evening. Which brings us to the beast in the beast. announced. A short-lived concept for the WWE network, it did seem for a little while like we were going to get house shows broadcast through our television sets. One of these was going to emulate from Japan. There we had the likes of Chris Jericho versus Neville, Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar just eating alive Kofi Kingston, and we also had Michael Cole on commentary. The whole time everyone was like, well, he's really good here.
I slick remember this night.
It turned out he didn't have Vince McMahon yelling in his ear because, again, this wasn't a proper TV production, so the boss didn't think he had to be in charge. And surprise, surprise, with this freedom, Cole smashed it. And I really do think this summed it up because it goes to show that when he was doing a Monday or a Friday night production, he was still able to do a competent job while he had someone go, do this, do it now, you absolute Mother Hubbard. Which I actually think makes him better. It was the small things that came across here too, because Cole and broadcast colleague Byron Saxton sometimes said nothing at all. They let the action breathe, and they let the action speak for itself. Wouldn't you believe it? Made it more hard-hitting. Fans are quick to forget, though, because that is just the way, which is why the arrival of Pat McAfee has been so damn important. I mean, even Michael Cole has come out and gone, that guy has completely...
I like Pat McAfee on commentary.
The business. Do you want to know why they work so well? Because they're having fun. They're entertaining themselves. They're enjoying it. It translates, hits me in the face, and I start enjoying it too. It also sounds like McMahon kind of left Pat alone, so by proxy, he probably did start producing Michael Cole less. And look what we got. Arguably the best team in all of WWE. I mean, seriously, if you want to tell me that McAfee is one of the most entertaining parts of the whole company, I'm not going to argue with that. And a major reason for it is Michael Cole, because again, it zapped him too, and now he's having the time of his life. I mean, Pat McAfee really does come across like a kid watching wrestling for the first time, whereas Michael Cole...
He really stood on his man's shoulders like that.
My father thought wrestling was rubbish. So they have legit become a highlight of WWE, which is only going to get better because, yes, of course, we all know this one. Vince McMahon is gone. And you just know his style of producing wasn't ideal because people like Mick Foley way back in the day tried their hand at co-commentary.
Didn't work.
It was so intense and it was so nuts. Foley went, you know what, I'd rather not be on TV than deal with this. What's wrong with you? So while it stands to reason that Cole was cool with this because he could ride the punches, I don't care who you are, I don't think you can argue that over the last 2 weeks he has been so much better because he's allowed to be himself. I mean, he sounds more like a real person for one, and he said the word fan, and he said the word wrestler. Soon he's going to say belt, and soon he's going to say hospital. A bit like, what happened to local medical facility? I can only presume that Cole's going to need a few more weeks to adjust to this, because do not forget he has been doing it for ages. But when he finds his feet, I tell you now, if you have already
he's gonna excel. He's been doing a tremendous job
get better and better, and hopefully
with being himself now.
Because we all have to.
I gotta give Michael Cole props for that.
Damn it, that man absolutely smashed it. As far as I'm concerned, he definitely did. Now let's do a massive love in for Michael Cole because there's not enough positivity in wrestling. So get down in those comments and just share your good, happy vibe. Don't be a negative Nancy. Go do that there on Twitter, which people have been doing for ages. Also, make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com, where you can read articles like this with your eyes. Make sure you come follow us on social media at Simon316 and at What Culture WWE. We have loads of videos. I mean, loads of them. They're lonely and they need you. My name is Simon for What Culture. Thank you very much for joining me as always. And seriously, I think Michael Cole has done a stand-up job for 25 years. I mean, who else can say that? He's getting...
Alright y'all, great video man. Let me know down below in the comments of what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.